Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Krishna from DeepShift Labs and I want to teach you Python. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be teaching the basic loop systems in Python. So these are the for loop and the while loop. And now there are many different applications for for loops and while loops, but it's critical to understand how they work. And so let's try two basic scripts. So we have two files that we created in the previous lessons, and if you haven't watched the previous lessons, go check them out. We'll make a playlist for you guys. So here we have our main.py, and what we want to do is we want to loop forever and just print something on the command line. So there are two ways to do this, I guess. Number one is you could make a for loop and then make it count to an infinite number of terms, because essentially a for loop is simply something that says, okay, I have to repeat myself for 10 iterations, 20 iterations, 30, 40, 50, 5. So you give it a set number of iterations to iterate over. And now, of course, there are other ones, like you can enumerate and you can do all types of different magic stuff with for loops. But we're going to stick to the basics right now. And then there's another loop, which is the while loop. And the while loop is like an if loop and a for loop mashed together. It basically says that I'm just going to keep on repeating whatever I have until the condition is met. A condition is not met, I guess. So let's first test out the while loop, since it's a little easier than the for loop. So if we do while, and notice how if loops, while loops, for loops, they all are pretty basic in the sense that they're literally written the way we speak it. So while, let's see, let's make some new, more fancy variables, you know. So let's set a to 0, and then let's set end, which is another variable that we have made, to 20. And so let's just say while a is less than or equal to end, then what do we do? So this basically means as long as a is less than end, less than or equal to, then it's going to run whatever is in this loop. So it's going to run everything in this loop like this, and then it's going to go back, check the condition. Is it still true or false? If it's false, we're going to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, loop again. Keep on going, loop again. So I guess what really helps to understand Python programming is to read the syntax the way you would speak it in English. While a is less than or equal to end, do this, then this, then this, then this, right? And that way you can clearly understand the Python program without having large expertise in the field. So we want to make sure our loop is running, so let's print let's print the text while loop running. And I spelled that wrong. Of course I did. So, alright, let's run this program, let's see what happens. Here we go. And as you can see, this thing is bombing us with while loop, with print statements. And, well, this was kind of expected. Do you think this loop is ever going to end? Well, let's look at the statement again. We can see that while a is less than or equal to end, it's going to keep on running. But we never actually changed the value of a. This means that a is never going to be greater than or equal to end, which means this statement is never going to stop. It's non-terminating. So let's actually stop the program and let us add a counter. So let's say a is equal to a plus 1. So I know this syntax might be a little confusing for beginners, but basically how this works is the new a, which is still a, so right, a is equal to the current value of a plus 1. So it actually doesn't substitute the value of a here because we're setting it equal to something else. It's the same way we set in the previous video how we set d equal to A plus B, something like that. The reason we were able to do that was because Python wasn't actually trying to substitute anything for D. And in this case, the same thing is true. It's going to say, okay, I'm going to completely forget about what A is here, and we're going to make a new A variable, which is equal to the previous value of A, which in this case is 0 plus 1. And so, now, to make the thing a little more interesting, let's actually print out the value of A just to see if it's actually counting up. And let's run it. And would you look at that? A is actually being counted from 0 to 20, and look, it stopped. That means that our statement actually ended once A became greater than 20. Alright, so this is good. But what's the other loop you're talking about? Well, the other loop is a for loop. Now let's take a look at the for loop. So a for loop is basically, if you have done C programming or C# or C++ or any of those other languages, or even Java for that matter, for loops are completely different in the way that they're performed in Python. And so basically we have an iterable number, which would be, again, another variable, integer, doesn't matter. So in this case, we'll make a variable I. And remember, you don't have to define variables in Python. If it's not defined, Python will define it for you automatically. So, for I in range end. And then comes semicolon. Alright, so, let me explain this one step at a time. First, we create an integer I. And then, we use the range function. Now, the range function basically iterates through a set of numbers. In this case, it's output. So the output of the range function is first gonna be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, all the way up till 20. Because that's what we set our end limit to. Now, there is a way to set the start limit in range by doing a 1, comma that. So it's now gonna start at 1 and end at 20. But we're not gonna do that in this video. And basically what it's going to do, it's going to say, okay, first time this for loop runs, so let's just add something here, print I. So the first time this for loop runs, right, it's going to set I to 0. And it's going to do whatever we told it to do here. And then it's going to go back. Now this time the output of range is going to be 1. So I is going to be set to 1. And then we do whatever magic we need to do. Then range is going to set itself to 3. And that's how we keep on going in this loop. And that way, essentially, what we've done is we've made a counter. There we go. Now you might notice there is no 20 here. And that's correct. In range, the end limit is always exclusive. And the start limit is always inclusive. So I know that is tricky. And I'm going to actually write this here. So the start limit is inclusive, end is exclusive, something like that. And I'm sure you can get the hang of it. And it's always a good idea to print out I whenever you're making for loops, just so you could see what numbers it's going through. And so I think this is a pretty good place to end this video on for loops and while loops. In the next video, we're going to look at something that is this crucial concept in Python, the array. So stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe the video if you enjoyed it. And there are more videos on this series upcoming, so stick around. Until next time, bye.